pole here for the second consecutive season. And we'll have onboard looks from Andrew Ranger's Walmart MyJack car. That's the 27. Andrew starts 16th. Didn't qualify well, but he's proven himself very adept at coming up from the back of the pack, gaining a lot of positions. Let's have a look at this racetrack, Derek Daly.
Bit of a throwback to the old days. It's long and it's fast, and it's also changed for this year because left side of your screen, 14, 15, 16, now changed from the baseball stadium to a first gear chicane. They are almost 200 miles an hour down this long front straight.
Well, it's turned out to be a sunny day, and the temperature is on the rise. 72 a few moments ago. I think we're headed into the mid-80s. A slight chance of rain, just a little bit of wind, and not very humid. The altitude is really the issue here. Here's the race distance, 66 laps, 185 miles. Derek, 2 stops. And the first pit window comes up at lap 18. Second one begins at about lap 40. And we'll show you Derek's daily and a little bit later on some key points we will look for. This is the Peraltada. It'll be a much faster entry to the front straightaway. Ready to go green here in Mexico City.
Green.
Oh, trouble on the front stretch. Big wreck involving Catherine Legg. She's gotten into the wall at the start here. There is shrapnel up and down the racetrack, and Catherine Legg in trouble. One of the great rookies.
Yeah, copy.
Catherine answering on the radio, and we will go caution, the full course yellow. We did not get to turn 1 of the season finale. Contact coming down the front stretch. Derek, you and I had talked earlier about how as the cars came to that new bus stop chicane on the backside, we might see some problems. We didn't even get over the starting line this time.
Well, so many of the drivers were concerned because the speed is so high at the end of this straight. It's almost 200 miles an hour if you have the power to pass on. They were concerned of the brake zone, but I don't think I don't think we were even past the start-finish line when the incident started with Catherine Legg looking at the skid marks.
One more look.
Have a look here. Catherine's in the middle. Oh, Catherine she begins to move to the right side. Right side. Watch left side of your screen. Oh, look. Is this one of the... I know exactly what happened. Catherine Legg was moving over to the right side. Somebody was already there. Hard to see who that somebody was. Already there. Then they touched. And you can see how hard it is.
Might have been Mario Dominguez. It was Dominguez's car there. You see the Pemex car number 8. We've got onboard looks as we have a look back here from Justin Wilson's vantage point.
So how did Dominguez get back there? Because Dominguez was 11th on the grid. Catherine was 13th.
They were nose to tail.
Here's on board. Right side. Oh, Dominguez taps Catherine. She begins to move over. He's already there. He can't get out of the way. She moves over. The wheels get interlocked. And Briscoe is in trouble also. Briscoe somehow gets a flat tire. Don't know how that happened. He was 5th on the grid. Left rear, it looks like, on Briscoe. There's Catherine going to get a pole. Okay,
and
here comes Dominguez. Look at the left side suspension. Left front suspension bent where he made contact with Catherine Legg. There she is getting started. How disappointing that is. Catherine had a good qualifying session here.
One more look at what happened to her at Road America back in September, Derek.
Horrific rear wing brakes right about here. 165 miles an hour. Loses control. Smashes backwards into the guardrail. Destroys the car. Engine and gearbox breaks off. Unbelievably, she walked out.
This incident, nothing near as devastating as that wreck was. Catherine Legg, a very tough young woman, and she has proven herself very capable this year. Jan Beekes, what did you see on Ryan Briscoe's machine?
They checked the car over carefully, and as we suspected, it was a tire that had gone down. And while he was on pit road, they checked over the suspension on all 4 corners. As you probably saw, the tire was shredded, but it does appear as though no other suspension damage. It looks like that kind of shred you have, Derek, when a front wing touches a rear tire, and so therefore he should be okay, but now lost track position.
Even though it was under yellow, maybe he did have contact, but Mario Dominguez, he looks in deep trouble here. Heavily backed, as you can see, by Pemex. Cameron?
Well, they're reporting damaged toe link on the left front of Mario Dominguez's number 8 Pemex car. and they're going to work on it right now. The crew is all trying to figure out exactly what is wrong, still looking it over, and we'll get back with you to report immediately after we find out all the information.
Can they get him out before he loses a lap? Is it possible? This is a long course here. Is it possible to get this car driving before he loses a lap, bring him back to the pits? Oh, when you change the steering like that,
it does take time. Dominguez here with that Mexican corporate backing now that's seen him through the last few races, and I know he's hoping that that will continue. Catherine Lake's car able to be bump started. They took the front piece, the nose wing, the nose cone and wings, right off the 20 car, so she may be okay. They may put a new piece on that, and Jan, they may be able to return her to the race.
Don't think so.
Well, there's a lot of damage certainly for the nose itself, but it looks, Derek, as though it is forward of where it would be replaced. There's a couple of bulkheads that they have on this that would protect the driver's feet. Also checking very carefully, I'm looking over the crew's shoulders, and at the moment all the attention appears to be paid just to the nose cone itself. And again, it is completely broken off at the front, but forward of where they can replace it. So there is a shot here, and with a long lap, there's a chance they could get that nose cone on and get her back in the back of the order.
She has missed one lap at this point. They did not score Catherine Lake for the first lap because she got into the wall before taking the green flag.
Hang on, guys. If we can launch her, we can keep her lap back. Launch her if we can. Launch her if we can. Launch her if we can. Too late.
Launch her. That's Tom Brown on the radio. Launch her if we can. Get her out ahead of the pace car. There is the pace car. She didn't.
Derek, what they were doing is they reached inside the footwell to be sure there was no shrapnel in there. They did not want to send her out with something near the pedals, because if he had a piece of carbon fiber or something in the footwell, that would be extremely dangerous, and I didn't think they could beat the pace car, so she has lost the time.
And everybody comes down the pit lane because the crew, the Champ Car safety team, are still out on the front straight here, just blowing off with the jet dryers the debris that was left from Catherine's impact against the wall. How disappointing that has to be. Can't really blame anybody for that one.
A lot of drivers with a lot to prove. Many drivers auditioning for 2007. Mario Dominguez wants to have a good run today in front of his countrymen. We'll be back in Mexico City. Welcome back in Mexico City. 3 laps under full course yellow. As they came to the green flag, Mario Dominguez, Catherine Lake got together. Both cars heavily damaged. The annual Greg Moore Legacy Award is one way the Champ Car pays homage to its past, honoring the well-known Canadian star, tragically killed in 1999 at Fontana. The award honors the driver who most typifies Greg Moore's distinct combination of on-track talent and personality. Our nominees this year include Alex Tagliani and Justin Wilson, 20-year-old Nelson Philippe, and James Hinchcliffe. Fans can participate in the voting. Go to champcar.ws. Jan?
And we just saw Catherine Lake on pit road. Now her teammate, Oriol Servia, gets a new nose cone. They noticed that there was damage on the front wing. There's a pit board. If you can swing over here, I'll show you. Over here, Rick, on the side, on top of these tires, we have the front wing area. Well, I'll just tell you guys that there was a big tire mark on the front wing. The pit crewman spotted it, and it was something that Oriol Servia did not feel, but the pit board person saw. They called him in just in case.
So Servia makes a stop under full course yellow and comes back onto the racetrack, right now being shown 16th. So he gives up a lot of track position, but safety is key, certainly for the Champ Car World Series drivers. A lot of drivers with a lot to prove, I think, in this final race of 2006. Justin Wilson certainly wants to show he can fight through an injury. One driver who needs a victory, Bruno Junqueira, bouncing back from that 05 injury. We talked to him about that situation.
For sure, I want to do a good result and finish well in the championship. But I hope I can get my first win this year. Every year in the Champ Cars I want to race, and I hope I can get a win this year as well.
Bruno Junqueira, who's had success here at Mexico City in the past, and he originally on the grid was third. Right now, he'll restart in that same position as the top cars got away clean before the incident involving Dominguez and Lake.
6 years in Champ Car racing, Bruno won every year. Second in the championship 3 times in a row. Cameron?
Well, I just want to let you guys know while we had a break, I spoke with Justin Wilson just before he got in the car, and I asked him, have you ever driven with a broken arm or any other damage like that before? And he said, you know, I actually drove with a broken wrist and a broken ankle at my first ever car race. He injured about 3 weeks before the race, and he carried on, got in the car, and finished top 3. He got a podium in his first ever car race. He says, I hope I can do that well today.
It's been easy for him so far. We haven't put any strain on him. He's done 4 laps.
Yep, he's been able to be on the cruise control other than coming to the green flag. And we prepare for what appears to be one more lap of caution. Looked as though they were going to get the green. Instead, it'll be 1 lap till the restart. Mario Dominguez still on pit road. Justin Wilson will be the restart pole sitter. Bourdais will line up second in front of Junqueira. And then the Team Australia cars are next in line. The Rocket Sports team still hard at work in Mexico City. Back in Mexico City, and the green flag reappears as we complete 4 laps, and now lap number 5 goes on the board. Wilson headed to turn 1. Bourdais is going to try him on the inside.
Believe it or not, this is almost 200 miles an hour in full trim, and Bourdais just spectacular down the inside.
Wilson tried to come right back at him. He clipped the curb, Derek, on that brief jog left and then right. On the CCWS car, Sebastian Bourdais has won 6 races so far. He's clinched his 3rd straight title, and he gobbled up Wilson in 1 like there was no problem at all.
Mad at me for blaming him for the Surfers Paradise incident. Said they went back with engineer Craig Hampson, looked at it, realized that the bump he hit the skid blocks on that tub harder than they've ever seen the whole weekend, which lightened the front wheel, the outside wheel, locked it up, and that caused him to go straight on. So with that information, if I was incorrect, I apologize, but this is a race here now. Can Justin Wilson, the one-handed wonder, you will see from the onboard cameras how he relaxes the right hand as much as he can.
Bourdais, Wilson, Bruno Junqueira, your top 3. And this is the bus stop chicane at the end of the backstretch, leading to that Peraltada curve.
And that's where Wilson hurt the wrist on Friday. A big jolt when he hit the curb. Pain shot right up through his arm. He had tried running without the brace because it was somewhat restrictive. But Bourdais, who was not happy with the car this morning in the warm-up, he was 2nd quickest, just running away here.
Well, Sebastian Bourdais and Justin Wilson have certainly built a good rivalry these past couple of Champ Car World Series seasons. We talked to Bourdais earlier about Wilson's situation.
I don't know. I think obviously it's going to be hard. Apparently his left arm cramps up after a few laps because he's got to control most of the steering with his left arm. So it's going to be a tough race for him. But I just wish we could race fair and square. And in the meantime, he's got a little bit of pressure because he still needs to finish. So it's a little bit the situation we're in, in Surface. It's just never really enjoyable because you'd like to be able to go out there and try and win the race. But the most important thing is to finish. So we'll see how it comes out.
Well, Sebastian Bourdais wants to finish first, and he wants to finish the event, obviously, and he has charged to the lead here. He got the drop on Wilson on the restart. Now, Dan Clark, who's 2nd in the Roche France Rookie of the Year battle, made an early unscheduled stop. Clark had lined up right behind Will Power. Power runs 4th. Clark came up a spot in the top 6 to come to pit road. So we'll get an update on what had happened to the CT HVM 14 car. Dan Clark, who was the fast qualifier